When Jade Rivera transferred into Westbridge Academy's Class 3-2, she had a very simple life plan. 1. Graduate without drama. 2. Stay invisible. 3. Avoid rich kid power games like they were contagious. She failed before second period. Because apparently, in this class, invisible was not an option. Especially not when Valerie Knox decided she didn't like you. The seating chart. New students don't get special treatment, Valerie said, voice smooth as silk and twice as fake. She stood at the front like she owned the air everyone breathed. You'll sit in the last row, next to the storage cabinet. The class went quiet in that very specific way that meant, oh, you're done. Jade followed Valerie's gaze. Back corner, dim lighting. A chair that looked like it had lost custody of one of its legs in a past life. The desk leaned slightly to the left, like it had opinions. Jade walked over, pressed down on the chair, it wobbled. She looked back at Valerie. Okay, no argument, no sarcasm, just calm acceptance. Valerie's smile flickered. That was not the reaction she ordered. The rules. By lunch, Jade had received the legendary Class 3-2 rulebook, 12 pages. 12. It included things like no eating in class under any circumstances, no phone usage, assignments must follow strict formatting guidelines, late work equal to automatic 0, students must maintain appropriate posture and disciplined appearance at all times, speaking without permission equal to violation, unauthorized movement equal to violation. At the bottom, J2, precision, class monitor Valerie Knox, signed with a flourish like she'd just ratified a constitution. Jade read the entire thing, twice, then she raised her hand. Valerie looked delighted. Yes? Just checking, Jade said, tone polite, almost gentle. These apply to everyone equally, right? No exceptions? Of course, Valerie said, smiling like a benevolent dictator. Jade nodded slowly. Cool, that was the exact moment everything went wrong. 7:58 a.m., Jade enters the classroom. 7:59, sits down. 8, bell rings. 8:02. The door slides open. Valerie walks in, ice drink in hand, chatting with two friends like time bends around her. Jade stands up. Late arrival, she says calmly. The room freezes. Valerie pauses. Excuse me? Jade holds up the rulebook. Tabs, highlighting, sticky notes. Section 3, Clause 2. All late arrivals will receive participation penalties. No exception clause. A boy in the front actually chokes on air. Valerie laughs, sharp. Don't be ridiculous. Jade glances at the teacher. The teacher, who had the expression of someone who had seen too much and cared too little, adjusted his glasses. She's correct. Silence. Valerie's smile cracks, just a hairline fracture. Jade sits back down. Thank you for setting such clear standards, she adds pleasantly. Day 3, pattern recognition. At first people think it's a one-time thing. It is not. Jade doesn't argue. She doesn't raise her voice. She just notices things. And applies the rules, relentlessly. A girl whispers during class. Jade raises her hand. Unauthorized speaking. A boy unwraps candy. Food consumption violation. 2 students pass notes. Unapproved communication. Valerie checks her phone under the desk. Jade doesn't even look up from her notebook. Electronic device usage. Section 2. The room is suffocating, not because Jade is loud. Because she's consistent. Confrontation first. After school, Valerie corners her near the stairwell. You think you're funny? Valerie says, voice low. Jade blinks. Not particularly. You're targeting me. Jade tilts her head, genuinely thinking. Statistically, rules. Most the break, just you. A pause. Then, almost helpfully, I can start tracking others more evenly if you'd like. Valerie stares at her like she's trying to decide whether Jade is stupid or dangerous. She picks wrong. Day 5. The chair problem. Jade brings a measuring tape, not secretly, openly. In the middle of class. Click, click, click. What are you doing? The teacher asks without energy. Verifying compliance, Jade replies. She taps her chair. Section 5. Proper posture must be maintained. This chair prevents spinal alignment. A few students snort. Jade stands completely serious. I can't follow the rules if the equipment violates them. She raises her hand again. Request, full chair inspection. Valerie scoffs. Sit down. Jade looks at her, then at the rulebook, then back at Valerie. I thought rules weren't optional. That lands. Hard. 10 minutes later, half the class is standing. Because once you start checking, everything is wrong. 3 desks wobble, 2 chairs tilt backward. 1 is missing a screw entirely. Front row seats, Valerie's territory, are the worst offenders. Now everyone has a posture issue. Now everyone wants adjustments. Now the room is chaos. Controlled chaos. Jade chaos. By the end of the day, the seating chart is gone. Temporarily, Valerie insists. No one believes her. Day 7, system upgrade. Jade escalates. Quietly, she creates a notebook, then a binder, then a system. Color-coded tabs. Inspection day. The fall. Attendance, violations, repeat offenses, Teacher inconsistencies, environmental factors, timestamps, dates, witness initials. Even printed photos. No one sees her building it, they just feel the results. By now the class is split, half terrified of breaking rules, half quietly amused. A few, impressed. Valerie? Losing control. The discipline committee arrives unannounced, blazers, clipboards. That we enjoy ruining students' energy. In the grade, actually, Jade says, raising her hand. Every head turns. She stands, walks forward, and places a thick, terrifyingly organized stack of documents on the desk. I prepared a compliance report. The committee member flips the first page, then the second, then slows down. A lot. What is this? Rule enforcement data, Jade replies. Since implementation, why is it so detailed? I didn't want to be unfair. Another page turns. Another. Why are there photographs? For verification. Why are there signatures? Witness confirmation. The room is dead silent. Then, class monitor Valerie knocks. The committee member says slowly, "Why are you responsible for 41% of recorded violations?" A pause. Jade, helpfully. I excluded minor infractions to avoid inflating the number. Valerie doesn't speak. She can't, because for the first time, there is no angle. No spin. No control. Just her own rules, turned back on her. Aftermath. The rulebook is suspended, then rewritten, then voted on. Valerie steps down. Not dramatically. Not gracefully. Just, gone from the front. No one asks her to return. Final scene. A week later, sunlight pours through the windows. Jade sits in a normal chair. A stable chair, eating breakfast in class. No one stops her. A friend, Noah Bennett, who had wisely stayed neutral the entire time, leans over. "You didn't just win," he says. "You rewired the entire class." Jade chews thoughtfully. "I didn't do anything." He stares at her. She swallows. "I just followed instructions." A pause. Then, softer, almost amused. Very, carefully. Very, petty epilogue. At the bottom of the new class rules, all regulations must be reasonable and applicable to all students equally. Enforcement requires majority agreement. Typed neatly. Official, approved.